get a little workout in. Pull up the chat here. I can say what's up to you guys. And here we go. All right. Hope everyone's doing well today. One of my favorite warm-ups. Just literally get on the ball and stretch. If you have one of these balls, they're one of the best things ever. I swear by the fitness ball. Roberto! Not your abmus though, Roberto. That's not good. Alright. Simple hand weight. Take this guy. Shoulder circles. Loosen up the shoulders. Feels good. The other way. Good. Other arm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right this way. And right the other way. Whew. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah. Whew. Feels good. You can do these without weights too if you want. Try these ones. Just open hand, cross body. Active stretch. Use the bounce of the ball behind your shoulders. Keep your hips high. That's one of the keys with this exercise. Keeps your hips high. bouncing. Feel the stretch all the way through your forearms, elbows, all the way out to your fingertips. Great for the shoulders. So Lord knows I need that. Good. Whew. Feels good. How's everyone doing today? All right. Do the snowman. Good. Oh yeah. What's up, the goat? The goat Saturo. How you doing? Alright. So some knees on top of the ball. These knee tucks. Come out here like in the plank. Bring your knees to your chest. Go knees to shoulders. Switching sides each time, alternating. Opposite knee to opposite shoulder. Right knee to my left shoulder, left knee to my right shoulder. Good, do hip flips. So you're reworking your obliques. So you stay up here like this, knees tucked in. You know, roll off to one side, come right back. Down side to side. Good. Switch to circles. It's like a combo of all the other ones. Circles. Other way. Other way. And back the other way. Those feel good. What's up, Shay? How you doing? Hey, change your name. This is a different account. Welcome in, welcome in. All right. Keep them rolling. Got a few more exercises. How's your day going? Do these guys. Roll this guy out. Here. All right. These ones always kick my ass. It's great for your hamstrings, though. So, palms facing up. Open your shoulders up. Heels on the ball. You're going to keep one leg completely straight. Get that active hamstring stretch. Side to side. Stretch to the other side. Woo! This one gets ya. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. don't cheat. Don't cheat. Keep that knee locked. Tori's pulling it up. Shit. Whew. Those ones are tough. Man, may not seem like much. Doing good. Doing good. Getting out here, working out. Gotta stay active. All right. This guy. Basics. What's up, Moltres? How's your day going, brother? Just hip twists. Basic hip twists. Nice and simple, folks. Keep it simple. Thank you guys for being here. Glad to hear it, brother. Glad to hear it. I'm enjoying these morning workouts. So, I'm going to keep them going. Because I think it's good for me, it's good for you guys. It's good for everybody. I decided to shut down the PS5, let it rest for a bit. It's been running for like 3 days straight. All the way through the hips. Keep your back straight here. Whew. Shay, hopefully we're not freaking out your roommate again. You gotta breathe. And you shall. And you shall, Roberto. I've already sang the song for you on stream. I'm not sure if you heard it. Back to twist. Nice and simple. KISS method of working out. Keep it simple, stupid. Reach down. Try and touch that opposite toe. Those shoulders loose. There we go. Feels good. Feels good, brother. Feels good. Stretch out the calves. Stretch out the hamstrings. What up, Synth? You got a pocket. Oh, you got a pocket full of sunshine. I'm trying to read this from afar. I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a dance and a go that it's all mine. No. Whoa. Do, but they're never gonna tell me. Shit, but never gonna tell me. Whoa. Take me away. Special place. Take me away. Special place. I got a pocket full of sunshine. Got a drink and I know it's all mine. Oh. Whoa. Stretch out our feet, stretch out the Achilles. Well, I appreciate you for popping in, brother. Always great to see you in here. Always great. Appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate you, my dude. Oh man. All right. Feeling the feet this morning for some reason. Make sure we keep those nice and stretchy. Okay. Our workout gear right in one place. This helps. Okay. All right. Now is the time on Sprockets when we dance. Okay. See if this works. Works okay. Works well enough. Okay. Where's Haya? Good question. Haya's doing Haya activities. Not exactly sure what those include. I know a bunch of folks popped in on the Brawlhalla stream earlier, but I was asleep. The nighttime Brawlhalla streams are pretty much sleep streams at this point. Sleep streams or me out and about. I'm basically gonna keep the Brawlhalla going at night because, yeah, that's the goal. Goal is to keep the watch hours going and keep the homies together. So that's what we're doing. So I appreciate all you guys who've been there. Moltres, I'm pretty sure you were there all night. So thank you sincerely. Helped me make this dream a reality. We are so close to getting partnership on this YouTube. I'll definitely pop up there. Appreciate you, Shay. Yeah, if I don't respond, just know that I'm either working, I'm driving or I'm asleep. So usually if it's like the 12-hour ones, that means I'm either out or it's nighttime. But that's where the homies hang out. So it's called the Brawlhalla Homie Hangout. Sometimes I even have it while this stream's going. But I decided to mix things up. What is going on? Okay, we got the workout. Let's see what our starting. Turn this off. So the goal is, can we make YouTube a full-time job? That would be the dream. So let's see if we can do it. All right. Here we go, folks. Go time. Wish me luck. Oh, yeah. I heard that jumping rope is good for your bone density. Helps fight against osteoporosis in the later years. So I figure this is probably a good thing to start ramping up. Get our knees and our bones nice and healthy, nice and dense. Strong bones, strong life. We got this, guys. We got this. Ooh, come on. Come on, feet don't fail me now. Feet don't fail me now. Oh yeah. Come on, feet. Come on, feet, you got this. Come on, feet. Come on, feet. Come on, feet. Come on, feet. Come on, feet.
Appreciate you, Shay. You're the best. Oh yeah. Feels good. Yeah. Oh, 5 minutes. We got this. Whew. Come on, guys. Come on, Bob. Get it together, Bob. People are watching. Ah. How long am I gonna skip? About 9 more minutes. Trying to do at least 20 minutes a day. That's the goal. Wish me luck. Yesterday, I think we did about 30 minutes. You know, took some breaks. You know, a walk. I gotta walk for a walk sometime. Hell yeah, Moltres. That's the goal of these streams is the more I do it, the more maybe you guys will be encouraged to join me. If you ever have any questions about basic workouts you can do at home, I'm happy to tier them to wherever your abilities might be. You get some people who are 600 pounds, you know, just getting up and walking across the room might be a victory. You know, it's about little wins. Wherever you're at. I'm not recommending everyone just start trying to do 20 minutes a day. You might pull something. For me, I love jump rope. I've been jumping rope for over 20 years now. Just part of being a fighter. Coach says, everyone grab a rope. That means this class has started. Typically we would do 5 minutes. We're just upping the ante, you know. We just hit 13 minutes. I love this because I get outside, I get some fresh air, get to hang out with you guys, get a good sweat on. Life is good, man. Life is good. Count your blessings, dude. Count your blessings. Be grateful for the breath in your lungs and the beating in your heart. It's always a good day. We're always good or okay because we are alive. This is a celebration of what our bodies can do. That's what a workout should be. Celebrating. It's party time, guys. Pause this. Sounds like someone's across the street. Roberto! Clock back on. Alright, we're gonna go a minimum of 5 more minutes. Moltres, you've become the target of Roberto's ire. Thank you for taking the brunt of it and saving my dragons. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get you out of the sun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My water. My stuff out of the sun. Oops. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. What up, Andrew? Beautiful. The red-tailed hawk. What's up, Lilith? Lilith, I ended up talking with Boss Lady, and it was her mom freaked the hell out. So it's not necessarily her. She kind of gets it, but her mom is just it's narcissism 2.0. Got a double whammy. The grandma's even more narcissistic than the mom is. So the grandma said she will not be told what to do in her own house. So any suggestions I made was just like, she was like, we're gonna do the exact opposite, because fuck you, you don't tell me what to do. So they basically were just like, all right, we're gonna cut your hours in half, and if you want to continue, that's up to you. But just basically trying to set it up so that now, the timing doesn't work out with the schedule, just all this stuff. They're just trying to put pressure. And I was just very kind and patient on the phone. I said, hey, it's whatever you guys want to do. I have no say in this. She was just like, well, don't you think you owe my mom an apologies? I was just like, it was like literally because she comes downstairs and then goes back up the stairs. So I went back upstairs because I was like, wait, I thought we were starting. And then because of that, she was just like, well, you know what I mean? Again, shit hits the fan with the smallest things with these people. So I was just like, hey, if I stress your mom out at all, never my intention. Sincerely apologize. Never meant that at all. And then she was just like, again, I think just trying to get a reaction out of me. And I was just like, hey, nothing but good vibes. It's whatever you guys want to do. I was like, nothing has changed on my end. This has always been standard protocol. Two adult rule, Never have I ever changed. I saw a red-tailed hawk crash into a tree yesterday, being chased by two crows. And it took some solace there for a bit. I treated that as a extreme symbolism for what's going on in my life. And guess what? The hawk is back to flying high. The hawk represents vision. Seeing the bigger picture. Right now I'm surrounded by hawks. I got 3 hawks around me. I have become one with the hawks. That's where we're at, baby. Sure, someone breathing would stress them out. Honestly, yeah. It's just narcissism. It's just literally, the only thing is that she's just like, no one will tell me what to do. That's her whole thing. Fine. I'm not trying to tell her what to do. I gave very simple, practical things. Her whole thing is just that she says, no, class will occur where I say it occurs, which is down in the empty apartment area. And I said, yeah, you don't do that, and it was like, and then she's just like, well, what if she has to take a break or something? I said, great, we take a break. Nothing has ever changed. This is how we've always done it. So, again, they just want to freak out. And that's on them, But maybe it's a sign we do something else with our life. Sometimes you gotta, reprogram. You set boundaries for your own safety. How dare you? Exactly. That's it. She was just like, well, if you want to treat us like, if you want to treat us like your other clients, she was just like, you owe me an apology because we have done so much for you to make you feel comfortable. And if you want to set these boundaries and treat us like other clients, well then guess what? Fuck you. We'll only be able to meet at 8 a.m. at the library. How about that? And I'm like, it's whatever you guys want to do. I don't care. I am establishing the boundaries that have always been in place. Nothing has changed. We used to meet at the library, and that's okay. And then she basically said that the the grandma is now just like, well, she'll only do class if the mom is present, which I was like, awesome. That's how it should have always been, you know? And then she's just like, if the mom's not there, then class is canceled. It's like, cool. She doesn't want, fine. I don't give a shit. I am establishing boundaries for standard operating procedure. Yeah, no, exactly. And then I even told her, I was just like, she's like, well, why aren't you comfortable? And I even said what you said. I'm like, why do you want me to be alone with your daughter? That's weird. No adult man should be alone with a child. There's a 2-adult rule for any teacher, tutor, anything. You're either teaching at a public space like a gym where you have cameras rolling, you have people around. We'll do it at the park, or I've always worked at the park, so you have a bunch of people around. You go to the library, you go to public spaces, you go to a coffee shop for tutoring. Simple protocol, I even told her, it's simple. So it's like if the mom wants to be upstairs, we do the class upstairs. If she wants to, take a break, go upstairs for a second, we take a couple-minute break. That's fine, There's no issue. But they like to have issues. So, good for them. Freak household. Yeah, dude, it will exactly. See, that's the thing. That's why I have to establish these boundaries, But also, I can't tell them outright, y'all are fucking crazy. So, I have to protect myself. You have to do it in diplomatic terms, But it's just exactly as you said, Moltres. So, all that means is, hey, be trying to make it here, make it on YouTube, get a new job, go get a job playing music somewhere, maybe get a new trainer's license and train at a local gym somewhere, whatever, man. I got a lot of options for me, that's the thing. And I've always had a lot of options. So, it's on me for making them my main client / breadwinner. So, fine. Times change. Thankfully, I'm pretty frugal. And I know how to save the monies. So, we'll be doing that. Be living on beans and rice for a bit. Which is great. I like beans and rice. In the morning, I wake up, I make beans. It's great. I love it. Great part is, man, I got my health. We're outside. It's beautiful. Breathe that fresh air. Celebrating what my body can do right now. That's what working out is supposed to be. We already hit 30 minutes. I didn't even realize it. Look at that. Can't know if you can see. Here, let's check my heart rate. I bet it's going to be like 105. 112? 134. Hell yeah. Hey, we're actually working here. Sorry you feel that way. My policies are not able to be adjusted at this time. If you'd like to consider, please feel free to contact me via text or email. Have a day. Have a day! That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Her old, it was funny too. Because the day that she's just like, okay, we're cutting Tuesdays then. Tuesdays, we've done English tutoring, which we have always done upstairs. So there was never an issue, But now it's just her mom is just the grandma is trying to, apply pressure. And that's the thing. They know that I rely on them for income. So when they don't get what they want, they like to apply pressure to me, try and starve me out for a couple weeks, hoping that I'll change my tune, when they come back and try and continue, That's pretty psychotic. The thing is, we study the playbook. This is why we play chess in the morning. Don't hate the players, hate the game. But it's on the player to study the game and study the playbook. Know your opponent's moves before they do them. That way when they do them, you're not surprised. It's on you to decide how you react. You know what I mean? And I choose to react with love. Peace and love, brother. Peace and love. What does judo mean? It's the gentle way. Kill them with kindness. That's what I always say. People like that crack me the fuck up. No, exactly. Exactly, Lilith. And Lilith, I so appreciate you being here to, screw my educations because you have to do everything I say as I say it because I deem it so. That's all it is. And even the mom was just like, I'm just trying to be the mediator here. You know what I mean? And granted, she's trying to play good cop, but they're both, it's what it is. At the end of the day, she's the mom. She gets to decide what she wants to do. As I even told her, I was like, here's the thing. It's like, if it's not me, it's like the daughter shouldn't be alone with any adult, let alone an adult male. That's just the standard operating procedure. That should never be okay. I was just like, I'm talking about now or in the future. That just shouldn't. And she goes like, well, that's not your job. That's not your job to decide that. I was like, it's not. It's not. I'm just respecting the protocol that has always been in place, and I have always respected as long as I've been doing this. This is why people don't like to work with kids. It's a fucking liability. You deal with the fucking booger eater. Have fun. Mediator equals lackey. Exactly. See, that's what I was. No, man. The kids got a wild ride ahead for herself. That's why I've always felt for the kids. That's the only reason I kept putting up with this bullshit. Is I've known the kid since she was 4 years old. I was there on the kid's birthday. I think her 5th birthday, when the dad dipped out. So it's like I've been there. I've seen it all. I've seen how it all played out. And she's a good kid. I got love in my heart for every student I've ever taught. And I've always been overly protective. And I've lost plenty of clients because I've checked the parents on their own behavior. And no parent wants, especially mama bears, they do not want to be told what to do with their kid. And I'm just like, hey, look, I've worked with over 1,000 students at this point. So I've seen the gambit from every age group. Once you're an adult, behaviors are set in place, habits are set in place. But, kids, it's like, you kind of want to look out for them. So and not everyone deserves to have a kid, let's be real, So that's just how it goes. And these are uncomfortable truths that people like to face. But so is the job of the teacher. I have to just be aware. Not in that household. You handle that well, gotta let it roll. Exactly. That's what my coach used to say. Water off the duck's back. And so it goes. And so it goes. I think at this point with them is that I've got my my shroud of excellence. They're not gonna see or hear what I'm actually thinking. They're just gonna hear, right on, have a good one. I'll be diplomatic and brief, but they don't deserve. It's that movie. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. You know? But honestly, at this point, I'm just ready to move on with my life. And I'd really like to just focus on YouTube. You know, focus on this online platform. See how far we can build this. Because this is the only thing I have in my life that represents exponential growth. You know, everything, working for hourly wages, it's a waste of time. You know, I'll never get where I need to get in life. That's the reality. You know, it's like as a trainer, as a teacher, you're limited to how many hours a day you can work and how long it takes you to get to the place to teach. You never count the time that you're taking to get there. And that's there and back is an hour of your day regardless, not even counting traffic, you know? So if anything, this is a net positive. So basically I just need to adjust my teaching and training to an online format, however that looks, but you guys are you guys are all my new clients. How about that? Whether or not this is right now, we're just doing freebies. I got a new team. Ooh, we're about to hit 45 minutes on this thing. That's the thing. The first 15 to 20 minutes of this really sucked. But now I feel warm. I feel like I can just keep going. What up, Haya? Right? Exactly, Haya. That's basically what I need to do with my life because I can sell online programs. We can do tiered memberships. You know, whatever. I'll figure it out. The thing is, as my coach put it, he said, "You're awesome. Don't forget that." And I said, "Thank you. I appreciate that." Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Remember that. What usually weighs down people is the failed expectation that you're not achieving your dreams. But it's the subsequent self-loathing that occurs when you realize that there's no one to blame but yourself. You know what I mean? So that's the reality of life. Williamson, yes. AKA Coach Carter. See, this is why I want to shift this YouTube's into more self-growth and inspirational, you know, slash having just an awesome community like you guys that people can join and be a part of, you know? In the same way that my old gym, we established a family. It wasn't just a gym, it was literally a family you were joining. You know, they always gave free week trials because it wasn't for the students, it was mostly for the coaches to decide, do we want this person here, you know? And so, I'm just going to carry that legacy on, and we'll carry it on through here, you know? That's how it goes. So every day, every time I live stream, it's going to be establishing a nice space for people to come hang out, and also just daily, you know, it doesn't even have to be inspiration. Do with it what you will, but I appreciate you guys for helping me, inspiring me to be better. Through you guys watching, it forces me to be better. I turned off the morning live stream, the training one, not the training, the Brawlhalla, and you know, what did I do? I did a little bit of cleaning. I made a doctor appointment. Do you know you can't even book a doctor appointment for like 3 months out? It's crazy. But you know, try to stay productive. And just stay positive. That's what it's all about. How are we doing? All right. All right, we're gonna go 3 more minutes here, guys. The sun is telling us it's time to move. Right? That's all it is. It's about attitude. You can't control what other people do. You can't even control what happens. All you can control is how do you react? How do you choose to react to the stimuli you are presented? Our natural reactions are not always the best reactions. So sometimes you have to learn how to temper your own reactions and develop better choices, better options. For instance, boxing, what is natural is not what is ideal, you know? Throw a ball at someone's face, usually their instant reaction is, ah! They look away and they try and cover their eyes. That's not what you want to do in boxing. You want to keep your eyes on the opponent at all time. So I always use that as a metaphor for life. Had to wait months for an opponent. Yeah, right, Lilith? It sucks. Hey now, Andrew gets it. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't even a fancy doctor. This is literally just a, you know, walk-in clinic type spot. I was blown away at how long they're making me wait for an appointment. I'm like, so wait, I could just walk in and probably get a appointment sooner, right? And you're like, yeah, probably, but fuck you. I'm like, fair enough. This is why I waited 10 years to go see you guys in the first place. You guys fucking blow. All right, we're gonna end with this. Wow. Yeah, baby. See what the heart rate is. 150. 150. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Feels good to be alive, my guys. Still got it, brother. We still got it. Don't use it, you lose it. Remember that. So keep using it. Put this guy inside. Good times. All right, since we got the crew together, I'm thinking we bring this party inside for a bit, and then I'm gonna transition over to the whatchamacallit, the homie hangout. I got enough vitamin D for today. Get out of the sun. Come on, Bob. Everyone say goodbye to Bob. He'll be back. Goodbye. Oh yeah. Get out of here, Bob. Right? Brother, I've had Bob since I was, I think, 13. So, Bob is a true homie. I never really had like a stuffed animal that I, kept with me at all times or anything like that. But Bob has never left my side. This stick I carved myself. It's my staff of the warrior. I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna move inside. All right. Before we transition we're going on a trip, you guys. Before we transition into the daily eating, I'm going to expand our daily workouts into brain training. So working out isn't just about working your body. Everything starts from the thought. So that's going to play out is we have to train our brain. How we're going to do that is through some sight reading. Okay? So we could right? I love that stick. That stick has been just like a stick to me. All aboard the brain train.
So, I love that Andrew's talking about locking in on the gym. In the gym, he's talking about his Pokemon. Lock in. I like how Andrew's gonna say what the fuck to anything anyone says in this chat. Well, excuse me, Andrew. Excuse me. Oh, look at me. I'm Andrew. I go against the Troticon and he's got rough skin. Ooh, I'm so cool. We're gonna work on playing with their eyes closed.
Vive. Let's go. The capital of Wanty. Cheese, Dante. Gotta be cheese. The capital of Wisconsin is cheese. You're a wizard! You're a wizard, Harry! Yeah, it seems like this morning workout thing is fitness and that kind of stuff. And it is, but that's supplementary to we're working developing our neuroplasticity. So this is what we've really been working on this whole time. We're developing habits, and also studies have found that there's like a 3 to 4 hour window, or maybe even just 1 hour. I don't really know the time, but there's a window of, where your brain is more open to change, open to learning. You're able to take on, you're just able to do stuff you normally couldn't do. And it's right after 30 to 45 minutes of aerobic exercise. And I heard someone say that like about 6 out of 10 type, level of intensity. So that's why I'm just kind of doing this jump rope thing, because it's like I don't need to go to a gym. I just have my jump rope, bop, 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 churn it out. And then we're going to work on developing our brains by following the gym, follow the workout. We do a little bit of piano, not even doing anything crazy. Right now, all I'm working on is being able to play without looking at my hands, because it forces your brain to visualize, So stretching what our brains and body is capable. Oh yeah, dude, that's why I used to love singing in choir, because we would go to this one Catholic church. And I gotta be around. I gotta hang out with church organists, and I gotta play a church organ, which is incredible. Because they play piano with their feet. They have multiple pianos, and they play with their feet too. Like church organ is no joke. did it. We're gonna keep Lilith away from you, Andrew. We gotta, you know, I know she can handle herself, but we just gotta protect the world from the creature that is Andrew. So I think this will be the, moving forward, this will be our morning stream routine as we do workout, do a little bit of piano sight reading, and then we're gonna go in the kitchen and we're gonna make a nice salad. I need some protein this time. Yeah, it's terrible, Lilith. I'm sorry to hear that. Da, 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 da. Woo! I'm sorry, I don't even think he plays Pokemon. This guy's a phony. This guy's a phony.
I'm a polar bear rug. Yeah, sure, whatever you say, Andrew. This guy's not actually playing Pokemon. He's just punching his turtle. Thankfully, it has a hard shell. Oh, this is tough stuff, man. How long have we been doing this? How long have we been at the piano? I should have set a timer. I think I started at 52. Been about 20 minutes. Andrew's trying to be a Snorlax. Okay. And Andrew's got some issues he's working through. We don't claim to understand, and we definitely don't claim to accept it either. It is just a force beyond our control.
All right, that's 30 minutes of piano. We're gonna keep it nice and simple. We'll call it with that. All right, now we move on to the kitchen. Kitchen time. All right. Good. Now that wash our hands. Wash our face. Oh yeah. Whew. All right. Gonna make a little French toast because I feel like it. We're gonna do simple, healthy French toast. Take 4 eggs. Actually, we don't need to get fat with it. Let's just do 3 eggs. Oh no, not the shell. Put that in there. Take our pan, get a little rinse off because it hasn't been used in a minute. This guy right on over here. In the space. Oh, thank you. Thank you very kindly. Take this guy, clean up our eggs. That. Take 1 sausage. And we'll add the sausage to the sausage compartment. AKA the pan. And now while that's all heating up,
we will prepare our salad. Because it is not a Joku kitchen stream without some salad. Am I right, you guys? Let's take these. Mix it up and do a little bit of the arugula. Holy shit, that would have sucked. Arugula in there. We're also going to take some of this arugula and we're going to prepare our sandwich for later. We're going to do a bunch of different things with the stuff all at once. Alright. I'm going to take arugula. I'm going to take this big old fistful of arugula like this. I'm going to shove it right into here. Get all that in there. All that goodness. We're just going to use up our onion because I'll encourage us to go buy another onion. We have this. We'll take some spinach. Put some spinach in here. And we're also going to use a little spinach in our scramble this morning. We'll take that. We'll just leave it out because we don't need it. We don't need it just yet. Take this, we would take the remainder of our pepperoni. Okay, so we're going to be doing multiple things with the stuff here. We have a little bit of onion left, so we're going to use it up. Take our onion, we're just going to push this guy off to the side here. We're not using it. Our onion, cut off this nasty end, get off of there. Paper off. There we go. Alright. Let's get a little more better with our cutting technique. Onion heart. Kind of nasty. But it's good for you. I don't feel like wasting it. This is how you know I'm in frugal mode, when I'm eating onion hearts. Some of that, put it in our salad. The rest of these onions. There. That's probably more than enough, so I'll put the rest of these onions in here. There we go. And the rest in here, we're going to take all this pepperoni. Oh no.
I've never done this before, but let's try this. Pepperoni dipped in egg, that's weird. Take some more pepperoni. Just the rest of the package, why not? Fried pepperoni. Try the second roll. Stop rolling. Don't need you over there. Home. Fried pepperoni. Actually pretty good. Really good, actually. Way better than I thought it would be. It was a total experiment just because the pepperoni fell into the egg. Alright. Throw a little olive oil in there. These guys. Whew. That fry up. This bad boy off. All those fry up. And we take this jar of goodness. Take your scissors and you start chopping. Chop, chop, chop. Let's turn over the sausage. Flip the sausage. Flip. 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 And flip. Good. Alright, nice and crispy sausage. Let all that going. We're going to add our eggs here shortly. Now with our salad, add a bit of our crushed pepper. The remainder of this bag so we don't lose any of the spice. The remainder of this bag. nuts. Maybe too much. Good. So I'm going to add a little bit of spinach. I don't get too crazy with it, but just enough. See, again, this is why I love having you guys here. Because I haven't made a scramble in quite some time. So I got you guys here, so it's cooking time. Soften up that spinach just a little bit. Only needs a little bit more. Tiny bit more. We're almost there. Yep, 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 and there, that's perfect. Now we add our eggs. Oops, dropping some eggs here. Yes. Good. And then since we got time there, continue chopping. Now when we want a sandwich, in fact we can just prep our sandwich now. Pepper here. I like pepper, as you can see. A little bit of salt. Oh, I should have added garlic to this. That would have been nice. Because we don't have any, a little bit of this seasoning here. Turn out the heat because it's already basically done. And we have a nice healthy breakfast here. This bad boy from the heat. That's about ready to get plated. Let's grab ourselves a plate. Got a plate. Like this. Add our dressing to our salad. There we go. And because I want some, I'm going to fry up a couple tortillas using the residual heat of this pan. Ooh, that's hot. That guy. That in there. Eggs, all the bits of eggs. A couple of these tortillas. Let's do 3 tortillas because we're feeling spicy today. We're getting crazy here, you guys. A little rinse while we get it ready. Good. So this we'll come back to. This is going to be our mix for sandwich later. You're just going to spread it right onto the bread. In fact, we could do a little mini portion of it right now on a tortilla. Take a little bit of this. It'd be better with a little bit of mustard, but I'm not even going to bother right now. Make ourselves a little sandwich roll. Hell yeah. Alright. Save that for later. Stir up our salad. Put these guys. Put that in the fridge. Turn this off real quick. All right. Breakfast time with Joku. How about that? These guys aside. These guys aside. Forgot to add cheese to my salad. I'll do that now. A bit of feta. And we're good to go. Grab me a sparkly water. Because I deserve it. Shabam! Now we are in action! Hell yeah! What happened to Psycat and Moltres? Oh, hell yeah, Psycat. Hope that goes well. We'll be transitioning over to the Brawlhalla Homie Hangout here shortly. So we have our big salad. And our eggs. Andrew is legally insane. Oh. Delicious. That. Nice tall glass of orange juice. Hell yeah. We are living the life here, you guys. This is thanks to you guys. That's true. No one. Did he religious or delicious? All of the above. What's up, Bald John? Bald John Wick. Cheers to you guys. Salad. Oh, fuck yeah. All right, guys, this is how we work out. Got a workout in. Hit a little piano. And then we feast. Establishing a strong morning routine here. Deliciousness. I made a scramble. Got tortillas, we got a salad. Oh yeah. Yesterday I realized I didn't really eat any protein until like 6 p.m. and I had a hard crash. And then I had this realization. I don't think you're actually feeling that down. I think things are okay. I think you just need protein. And I was absolutely right. And that one realization, I'm only less than 24 hours since that realization, but I think it's life-changing. That my own mood is far more under my control than I realize. Well, I'll say this, Ball John. I agree with you. Rhythm before pitch. Rhythm is king. Remember, the development of the human being. The heart beats before we make our first sound. So, I'm with you, brother. Drummers don't get enough respect. Pretty much every great band is almost defined by their great drummers. Except for maybe the White Stripes. But, again, she doesn't get enough respect for being a great drummer, too. She just has a very distinct style. That's borderline rudimentary. But what do you practice with drums? Rudiments. Oh my God. Hippocrates gets it. And by musicians, they always want to get hung up on melody and pitch. But you could sing the best pitch ever. If you sing it out of time, it's the wrong pitch. But if you stay locked on the beat, you can play the wrong note, and it's okay because you're on beat. And most instruments, melodic instruments, are secretly drums anyway. Like how this guy came in to talk shit, and he didn't realize I would completely agree with him. Right? Yeah, that's what I realized yesterday, Lilith. I was just feeling so down on myself. And, you know, again, I kind of shared what was going on. So it's like I had stuff going on.
I could tell, once again, my job was on the line. I was like, well, I guess I gotta find a new job. You know, it's like I had a lot on my head. That's fine. Plenty of times we go through life, you gotta start over. I'm in a transitional phase. Everything is drum if you hit it with a stick. True. That's what Stomp would teach us. Hippocrates. Hopefully, these daily streams will help inspire you to join me on this path of eating more betterer. Because again, I don't do this. It's you guys that are helping me do this. So again, I appreciate you guys. This is a joint effort right now, whether or not you realize it. Right? Meal prep is king. Everything's king. I said rhythm is king. Meal prep is king. Ooh, that's a bad piece of spinach. Let's get rid of that. Yesterday I had waffles for breakfast, which I haven't had waffles or pancakes in a long time. And then all I had for lunch was a big old salad, but it just had some pistachios in it, in like a small handful. So I was crashing blood sugar wise. Don't apologize, dude. I absolutely second that. I say that all the time. So I'm with you. In my first band, I wanted to be the drummer, but I had to order a drum set, which took like 3 months to get there. And by the time it got there, or before it even got there, my buddy already had a drum set. Do you pump iron? I haven't really been pumping iron, but we did work out earlier. That's what it's all about. We work out, we do a little bit of brain training with the piano sight reading, and then we feast. This is going to be our morning routine, you guys. Last few days, I was just breaking up the streams, but I figure this all falls under the working out umbrella. Now we eat a big salad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Right? Brother, drummers, I would say this. If you find a really good drummer that you play with, you gotta treat that guy like royal. You gotta treat that guy so good because you want to keep him around. A good drummer can make mediocre musicians sound amazing. A lot of these bands I see pop up on social media, it's like, why does he sound so good? Because they got a great drummer. The guitarists are just like, you know, and the drummer. So, all respect to the drummer. Everyone's like, what do you call a guy who hangs out with musicians? A drummer! It's like, bro, that's the dumbest shit ever. You see what drummers are capable just rhythmically? Just like the rudiments they can do? It blows my mind. Wellness stream is good. I like that. Morning wellness. This is Orjay. Funny looking goose. What up, brother? How you doing? This is awesome. Today is good. You guys are great. Thank you for all being here. I get still partying hard. Shout out to you. Practicing my rhythms on any flat surface with drums or sticks or anything. That's why I like it so much. Exactly. Drummers can practice 24/7. Well, we don't sleep, but you know what I mean. When I first started drums, my parents were like, fuck you for wanting to play drums. We don't want that loud shit in our house. So, like, if you want to learn to play drums, here's a book of rudiments. Here's a practice pad and some sticks. Work on your rudiments. Prove to us that you actually want to play drums. And then we'll get you a drum kit and we'll get you lessons. So, drums are like the one instrument growing up that I actually took lessons on. And I only did it for like 6 months. But my teacher had me do James Brown licks. You know, James Brown songs. I think my first rhythm I ever learned was Papa Has a Brand New Bag. Papa got a brand new bag. And I used to take the bus all the time. And so I would take the bus and I would bring my sticks with me. And I'd bring my little practice pad and I'd be in the bus and just paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. And probably pissed off all the people on the bus. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Appreciate you, Ball John Wick. You're awesome, dude. I like the egg profile picture. This is my thing. Most musicians are just instrumentalists. Don't get me wrong. They're playing music, and they're great. But to be a complete musician, it's all rhythm. You got to learn rhythm. Mm-hmm. I'm showing this to others here, and nobody gets it. What's wrong with this people? What are you showing? What are you showing people? I missed something. No school, high school, all the way to college currently. That's what's great about drums. Dude, for me growing up, drums was like therapy. I just put on some music, beat the shit out of my drum kit, and it was the best, dude. Best way to burn off some energy. It's like that and hitting a heavy bag. Two of the best way to burn off bad juju. Played drums from 5th grade until the end of high school. It was pretty good. Hell yeah, Lilith. I knew you were cool. I love getting to know you guys more and hear all the awesomeness that you guys get into. This is what I love about our community. We have really cool people from all over the world. You know? This is why I had to get away from like exclusively playing one video game, because then you just get people who are like, when are you gonna be on Fortnite? There's like nothing wrong with Fortnite. I'll play it when I want to play it. But I'm not gonna make that my like daily routine. This is a much better daily routine. Work out. Do some nice exercises. Work the body. Work the mind on piano. And then fuel the body with some healthy salad and some good protein. What's up, Josh? Are you showing my live stream to the people at the party? In which case, we gotta dance. I like Goose. I'm talking about headphones and just play hard. It feels so good every single time I had that. Exactly, man. Probably more. The thing that's always funny about parties is it's a lot of people just trying to look cool or impress others. You're doing you, man. You do whatever you want to do. And that to me is much cooler than standing around. I used to go to high school parties and it was just like people standing around waiting to get drunk, you know? I used to go to parties. I would take one of those 5-hour energy shots. Hey, appreciate you, Goose. Watching in the middle of war. You know? General's like, we need you firing up that tank. Like, sorry, hold on, he's doing something cool. Whoa. What the hell? This guy's brawling on brawl. This guy's Fortniting so hard right now. Can't believe how hard he Fortnites. Oh, damn, well, hope you're staying safe, dude. Shout out to you. I hope we can add some. I don't think you're joking, actually, because you've said that before. So. That's the beauty of YouTube, man. We get people from all over the globe, every walk of life you could possibly imagine. And I know a lot of people just want entertainment. And I get that too. I try and provide that. But at the same time, I'd rather just be more real and, you know, call it whatever you want. But you guys are helping me be a better version of me. So I hope in turn maybe other people might get something out of that. Yeah, I don't really like parties, to be honest. Which is funny because my job is literally to bring the energy at parties. But the thing is, with me at a party, you got to give me something to do. Yeah, Goose. Goal here is connect with you guys, build a great community, keep all the homies together, hopefully inspire other people the same way you guys inspire me. Because I figure if you help make a positive change in at least one person's life, you've lived a good life. You know, very simple goal. A lot of people just want connection. And that's the beauty. It's a weird time in this life that the most connection I feel, I'm all by myself right now. You know? I'm just talking to myself basically. But I'm connecting with you guys. And if I didn't have you guys, the reason I go live so much is that I just don't do shit. I'm not very productive on my own. Voted me. Hell yeah, man. I love it. That's why I got to keep doing the workout streams. Like, I realize there's a reason the workout streams hit so hard. And I think it's because I'm not faking anything. I've been a coach. I've been doing sports since I could walk, basically. Just because I was a crazy ADHD kid and my mom forced me to do gymnastics as soon as I could walk. Basically crawling. They had like little baby gymnastics back in the day. And then I played soccer on like a toddler league where kids like had no idea what was going on. They're just like, oh, you know. Been doing martial arts since I was 4. Played on basketball teams, played baseball. A little bit of flag football, but I never played actual football. And as soon as I turned 18, my first job was my very first job was working at a music camp. Well, my very first job was actually 15 tutoring. So basically like tutoring math, but it was more like mentorship. Then when I turned 18, it was very, very first paycheck I got. Well, again, at 15, but after 18 was working at a music camp. summer music camp, and then right after that, I worked at as a basketball coach. And the first day I worked as a basketball coach, I got sent away because I didn't know how to work with kids. I was like, I'm gonna go in and be their friends. That's not how you teach kids. You're not there to be their friend. They have other kids to be friends with. You're there to guide them. And first day, one of the kids, I was like, give me the ball, and she goes, bam, and then throws the ball in my face. Almost broke my nose. I remember looking over at the head coach lady. She was just shaking her head like, well, you tried. And she was kind enough to give me a second shot the following season. So I think my first, anyways, yeah, I knew I was good with kids because I always wanted a little sibling. That was the thing. I'm the only child, and I always wanted a sibling. And then when I realized my parents weren't gonna have another kid, I was like, just give me a dog. Can I get a dog? Can we do anything? Can we get a dog? You know. But so that's why I always got into teaching because, again, back when I was a kid, they didn't have all the information they have on ADHD these days. So I was literally the dunce cap in the corner. Like, go face the wall. Don't talk to anybody. You're a distraction. You're bad. You're bad. So that's why, I've always taught, shortly after I coached basketball for a few seasons, and I realized most of the principles I was teaching the kids was basically like wrestling. I was like, how do you stay low? How do you stay in front of your opponent? Just applying strategic principles of like, all right, fuck anything else. Let's just do proper matchups. If we have the tall, big kid on the floor, we got to match him up with another tall, big kid or someone who can stay in front of him and shut him down. So I would always tell the kids I was coaching, I was like, all right, do you guys want even playing time or do you want to win? It's your choice. We could do either. And they always wanted to win, It was the parents who were like, well, come my kid's not bad. It's like, bro, there's only one way to win. If I switch this kid out right now, they're going to just rack up points. We're going to lose. It's simple math, But that's why they had two coaches, essentially three coaches, but the lady had us kind of break it up. So she had, I think I was working like Monday, Wednesdays, and the other guy was working like Tuesday, Thursdays. And then he would coach some games, I would coach some games. And the games he would coach, they wouldn't always win. The games I would coach, they would win because it was just simple, just strategy. You got these two kids, you don't put this little tiny kid on this kid. That kid's just going to catch the ball and do whatever the hell he wants. Amen to that, Goose. Amen to that. The simple principle I learned in childhood, you help three people, ask those people to help three more people, and it just adds up. Exactly, dude. Pay it forward. And that's the crazy part about life. Most of my students, youngest I taught was like 3, 4. I think I've taught a couple 3-year-olds, but mostly 4 and on. And then the oldest I taught were like in their 90s. So I've seen the whole gambit. And I used to teach K through 8. And when I taught K through 8, it was one of the craziest learning experiences of my life. That was like a whole degree in itself. Just doing that for 1 year and watching from age kindergarten all the way to 8th grade. So I had 9 grades in front of me, and they all just went, and you just watched the human being develop and grow over the course of 1 year. And I had some kindergartners who were like 5'3", like they just sprouted up. It was nuts. So learned a lot about human development. Been a personal trainer most of my life. Once I coached basketball for a while, I then went back to my martial arts teacher. I did MMA starting when I was 13, and back then it was called NHB or pancration. MMA is now the more modernized term. This is how old I am. But I went to my coach after coaching basketball for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Do you guys need a kids coach? Because I teach basketball right now, but I think I'd be better teaching martial arts. And the guy who taught the kids program had literally just moved or retired that week. So my head coach was like, you are perfect timing. And then he just put me in. I taught 4 days a week from basically age 18 until, well, I still do it to this day. So, but the gym closed. Back in like 2021, somewhere around there. Closed due to COVID lockdown, unfortunately. So I still teach on the side, but I mostly just teach boxing these days because one, you need mats if you're going to teach. You need mats and bodies if you're going to teach MMA. And most people think they want to do MMA. They really don't want to do MMA. They like the idea of doing MMA, but really they don't want to do MMA. What's up? What's up, nephew? How you doing, Afonso? The world changed too fast. You just started shredding? Hell yeah. What type of shredding are you doing? Well, you got the guitar there, so I know what type of shredding you're doing. I love to hear it. That's what it's all about, man. I hope you're having a blast doing that. I appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. Well, that's one of the things I love about teaching is when you teach, you embrace the process of getting old. You know? Like, I'm looking forward to having full white head of hair and giant white eyebrows like Pai Mei from Kill Bill. That's my goal. I heard someone say something, and this is probably going to sound pretty wacko, but they're describing, how the three-dimensional object would look to a two-dimensional, plane. It wouldn't make any sense. It would just be kind of appearing through the two dimensions. So they were describing what a four-dimensional object would look like in a three-dimensional space. And it's almost, so they're basically describing time as an illusion, and it's more just like you are just a four-dimensional object appearing and then disappearing through a three-dimensional space. And if you think about it in terms of like a tree growing, just, you know what I mean? And then decaying, it's like that's almost like the human life is like you just kind of appear, you grow, and then you shrink back down, return back down to the earth. And, the idea of getting older is almost an illusion in that sense. It's just kind of, it's just thriving and decaying. But my buddy was telling me this the other day. He was like, you're in a constant battle with gravity. Life wants to return us back. We start in the fetal position, and then life wants to return you back to that curled up fetal position. So we must stay strong. So now we have so I haven't forgot about the jabroni guy. Talking about Roberto. We all love Roberto. I was an obese guy before. I've started to lose fat 2 months ago. I've lost about 9 kgs already. Going to keep it up going further. Love eating healthy. Never felt so satisfied in my life before. Hell yeah, man. I love to hear it. Shout out to you. That's what I hope to do with these workout streams is hopefully inspire others to start working out. Because that's what happens. When you look at other people work out, this is what I always say about, like, if you're going to join a gym, like, everyone's like, oh, I got to go there. I got to work out 45 minutes. I can work out an hour a day, 5 days a week. Well, it's like, dude, start wherever you're at. Even if it just means just showing up to the gym parking lot, and just sitting there. The act of watching other people go into the gym will inspire you to maybe walk into the gym yourself. I used to have one guy say, just show up to the gym and have your morning coffee. Just being there will, inspire that routine to where it's like, okay, maybe I'll do one pull-up. Just start baby steps. Everyone always wants to sprint before they can walk, All right, let me get this guy going. All right, so now we do the next portion of the kitchen stream, which is we have to clean. It's not a kitchen stream unless we do a little cleaning. Put this here. Put this here. Put this here. I'll just turn this off for a sec. I want to learn guitar nowadays, but I'm already 20 years up. Hell no, dude! And if you want to learn guitar, we could teach you guitar today. Brother, I love it. So, it is never too late for anyone to learn music. You know, anyone who tells you it's too late to do anything, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just, everyone wants to tell you what you can or can't do. You know? You just have to decide what it is you want to do and temper your expectations. You know what I mean? It's like, and who am I to say you won't be Steve Vai? You know? Who knows what you're capable? I knew a guy who started bass when he was like 19 or 20, and he became like a professional bassist within 6 months. You know? I had another buddy where I got him on drums when he was like 19, and he became a better drummer than I had ever been, and it was because when he was a kid he did tap dance, so it was like a direct correlation. So I'm a firm believer in cross training. So whatever you do, you can apply it to the other things you want to do as well. You know, so but yeah, anyways, with guitar, first one, you got to get a guitar, and you want to get a guitar that is ideally easy to play, because that's one of the biggest issues most people have. They just grab their grandpa's guitar or something, and the action is way too high. So the action is how high the strings are off the fretboard. You know, beauty of guitar too. So you gotta ask yourself: do you want to start with an acoustic guitar, or do you want to start with an electric guitar? Electric guitar is typically going to be a little easier to play on your fingers, but you don't have the benefit of you got to like plug in if you really want to hear it, unless you have a very resonant guitar, which is cool. But, you know, you can get, these days too, you can get a really great high quality guitar for like, you know, less than, you know, like $100 to $300. You can get like a guitar that will last you the rest of your life. Like I had a friend, they have these Squier, I know Fender's all under fire these days, but Squier is selling, I think it's the debut series. They were like $100 on Amazon. I have a student that got one of those. Thing plays better than most Fenders, you know? So you can get a great guitar for cheap. And then I would encourage anyone to find a local tech, guitar tech. Ideally, if you have one in your area. And if you don't, you can ask me and I'll show you how to do it. But you want to get your guitar set up. So what a setup is it's basically getting the guitar, you know, tweaking the guitar such that it's easier to play for the player. You know, and everyone has a different playing style, so a good tech will kind of, you know, be like, here, strum this for a bit, and they'll kind of figure out, you know, what would be ideal for you. If you're a hard strummer, you might need a little higher action. You know, if you want to play faster, you need a lower action. So you figure out what style you want to play, and you get your guitar set up accordingly. But that's like one of the biggest hurdles for most people is they don't understand that they need a setup, and their guitar is then near impossible to play. They're like, why can't I play this guitar? It's like, bro, nobody can play that guitar. That guitar is fucking impossible to play, you know? And, you know, and then there's even easier ways too. You can mess with the tuning. And the tension is too high, you can lower the tuning. So it makes the guitars a little slinkier and easier to play. You can even set the tuning to be set to what's an open chord. So what that means is rather than standard tuning, which is E, A, D, G, B, E, you tune the strings so it'll be tuned to just strumming a chord. And then when you strum the guitar, it then sounds good, no matter what you play. So, anyways, that's my ramble on guitar. If you want to learn more, tune in for more, because I do a lot of guitar stuff here. You're inspiring me to play some more guitar today, so maybe we'll have to do a guitar stream later. It's been a minute. This is why I like doing this morning routine, because basically I now just need to do some writing, and then I will have hit all the things with the stuff that I want to do.
so next up, probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish these dishes, and then I am going to turn on the homie hangout, which is I got Brawlhalla running, and then that way I can go run and do some errands. I think I got to go pick up some water, so maybe I'll go do that. Just get out of the house for a little bit. Might be good. But also, you know, I don't necessarily need to either, so we'll figure that out. But I want to do a little bit of writing. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to do a guitar and a bass stream later. So that'll just be basically jam session time. So we'll do that. So, Ball John Wick, if you want. So hold on, John Wick, you're the drummer, right? So if you play drums, you will inherently be better than most at guitar. Like one of my favorite things with guitar is playing rhythm guitar. So I could show you just a couple fun chords and you'll be able to play it. So I only knew how to play flute and drums before, mainly drums, but now I'm going to go buy an acoustic because I better go hard, put part the easy part away, be tuning them from now. So let me know what type of acoustic you're looking for. Again, I'm a big fan of go into the shop. If you have a local shop, go into the shop and play every guitar you can. And you'll start to feel, ooh, I like the feeling of this one. Ooh, I like this one. Like guitar is kind of funny in the sense that if you ever watched the movie Harry Potter, when he goes and he picks out the wand, like guitars will speak to you. It sounds corny, but it's true. It's just there's this weird life in the wood. It's like a samurai with his katana. You know, the guitar will kind of be like this one, you know, and you'll know when you pick it up. And so go play a bunch of guitars, and then also, you know, if they have used ones, used are nice because like I got a used guitar. This thing is like a really nice guitar, but I got it for dirt cheap because the guy before me kind of just did some weird tweaks and it was kind of banged up. And I got a freaking huge discount on it. So I got a much nicer guitar that I should be playing for a fraction of the price. So if you can find a good used instrument would be good. And also, since you already have flute background, I'm guessing you know how to read music. So you're already way ahead than most guitarists. Most guitarists just live off tabs or play by ear. So yeah, John Wick, you can definitely play guitar, and I would guarantee you'll probably surprise yourself at how much progress you make in a short amount of time. That's the beauty of being a jack of all trades, master of none, a master of many, master of none, whatever the whole phrase is. But the learning curve toward being moderately good at stuff is much faster. It's a much accelerated pace than actual mastery is, which mastery is an illusion. No one really ever masters anything. Everything is always, you know, it's a distant horizon. You know, it's the whole chasing the dragon thing. You know, so trying to become a master at anything is kind of a futile process. But it's also a lifelong goal, so nothing against that either. But point being is that just figure out what it is you want to do on guitar and work towards that, you know? So yeah, I have a feeling you will be amazed at how good. And it's just, you basically, end of the day, you just want to have a guitar, like I said, that's easy to play and that you want to pick up, you know? So that's why really having a guitar that plays well and sounds good is the best. But some people are big proponents of, you know, getting a guitar that looks cool too, because then you're more likely to play it. Like my pink Strat, dude, I used to sleep with that thing, and I still do occasionally. So I love that guitar, and that's nowhere as near as nice as some of my other guitars, but I just love it, you know, because I've always wanted a pink Strat. There are different types of guitar. I thought there were only classical acoustics. So there's classical acoustics, which is nylon string, which is like the big, thick plastic string. Those are going to have like a wider neck. Then you have steel string acoustics, which is like, you know, Johnny Cash, cowboy type guitar. Then you have electric guitars.
And you know, within that, you have a whole array of different types of guitars too. So yeah, there's many different. The same way that there's a ton of different drums, there's many different types of guitars too. Not as many as drum types, but still. You know, do you want to play slide guitar? You're gonna do like, what do you want to do? So just get in there. You might find that you prefer a nylon string classical style. You might find that you prefer a steel string acoustic, and you might go in there and find that you like an electric. You know, electric for the most part is all about the pickups, and the body shape is more of an illusion. That's why you see like Gene Simmons has like an axe-shaped bass, and like some people have like guitars that are shaped like machine guns and dragons and all sorts of stuff. Because all that really matters is, at least with an electric guitar, is one, do the tuners work? Do they stay in tune? So that's the thing that kind of like winds the strings such that you can put it to the right tuning that you want. Is the nut cut right? And the nut is the little like piece of, you know, ideally they have, the cheap ones will be plastic, then they have like bone, or they have it's called tusk, or they have, it's TUSQ though, not like tusk. They have tusk, which is a kind of a more synthetic material. They have synthetic bone, and then they'll even have like brass or steel, or, you know, I mean, they have all sorts, they have metal nuts and stuff. So they have a bunch of different types there. So one, you have a nut that's cut right for the strings you're using, because if it's not cut right, when you bend the string, it'll get stuck in the nut and it'll go out of tune. And then lastly, the bridge. So is the bridge set up correctly? And the bridge, a great thing, like electric guitars, especially like Fender style guitars or Squier, they're made to modify. They were built based on, appreciate you, Willow. They are built off of, inspired by like old muscle cars. So they're made to be like tweaked and worked on. So you can get a cheap guitar and then do what's called modify, or, you know, modding it or modifying it to play and sound how you want. Like my Squier has brass bridge saddles. So all I did is change the bridge saddles, and it completely changed how the guitar sounds and plays. And I love it, you know? So modding is nice too, because it'll make you love the guitar. Now acoustics are a little bit harder to mod. Acoustics is more getting in the realm of like, you need an actual luthier, which is a guitar builder. You know, it's more like making a violin. Getting an acoustic instrument is a totally different animal. So I don't know quite as much about modifying an acoustic, but I know a whole hell of a lot about modifying an electric, because I've done it a lot. You know. So anyways, figure out what you want to play. I would say get down to your local shop if you have any in the area. Is ukulele like a guitar for kids or something? Like recorder is used for beginner? No, again, so ukulele is more, one ukulele typically have 4 strings. So ukulele is its own instrument entirely. But you can more think about that in terms of like the same way that there's a violin, then there's a viola, then there's a cello, then you have a double bass or a stand-up bass. You know what I mean? And even then you have a 3/4 size stand-up bass. So a ukulele is a tiny 4-stringed, nylon-stringed instrument. So it's more like a tiny classical guitar missing 2 strings. So typically ukuleles, I couldn't even tell you how they're tuned, to be honest, but they sound really good. You know, and you can bring them anywhere you want. So that's the nice thing about it. If you want to play ukulele, nice thing about that is you can bring it with you anywhere. You know, so I even have like some short scale guitars, because it's the same thing. You can kind of just bring it wherever. So, but yeah, they have small body guitars or short scale guitars. Then you have full scale. They have different scale lengths. Like Gibsons are typically 24.75 scale length, while a Fender, I believe, is 15.25. I could be wrong there. But slightly longer scale length with Fender guitars. So typically shorter scale length is easier to play because your fingers don't have to stretch as much. Oh, so it's an individual
It's an individual instrument of its own. I thought it was something to a guitar. What recording is to a flute? No, apologize. You're asking really great questions. Yeah, no, I would say ukulele is its own thing. You know, it has more of a... I couldn't tell you the history of ukulele, but I could tell you probably my Hawaiian friends be like, what the fuck? It's not a guitar. You know, I'm sure there's some... Because again, what is... No, it's not mandolin. It's the lute. A lot of these instruments stem from the lute. You know, and again, most of music that, you know, when you go to school and you learn music, you're really just learning Western classical music. So you're learning the music of old dead white guys from the, you know, from a certain area of Europe. You know, so that's most of what music is when you study it in school. But once you get into world music, you realize that the gambit is massive. You know, of, you know, what are instruments. People play just pieces of grass. They'll play like leaves, and they'll make flutes out of that. So, music is life, man. Without music, what would life be like? So, this is why drumming is king, because you can just hit a rock. We probably hit the rock to make that before we ever created a melodic instrument, right? That's why the heart of music is rock, baby. Rinse off. We'll rinse off. I'm from Southern Asia. Classical instruments have way more influence than Western instruments. I mean, culture-wise, not the individual. See, there you go. There you go. So yeah, so you got all sorts of instruments then at your disposal. So very cool. See, yeah, there's a lot of cultural base of every instrument too. You know. So that's another question you got to ask yourself when you're picking out an instrument. What type of music do you ideally want to play? What sounds do you want to make? You know. And again, you can play different styles with different instruments, and you'll be hitting it from a different approach than most people would. So that's cool too. So it all boils down to, what do you want to do? All right. Just some little dishes. Oh yeah. Roberto's back. I was learning tabla as a small kid. Tabla's dope. I always wanted to study tabla. Again, now you're talking. Drum. That's legit drums. That's next level drums. That was the first time I ever touched. Now I was just attracted towards those drummer and rock bands and thought they were cool as fuck. So yeah. Yeah, man, tabla is incredible. I got really into tabla and Indian drumming when I was, 18, 19 range. So all respect to you and anyone who touches the tabla, because that's a whole other level of study. Tabla is no joke, my man. That's why, again, anyone who wants to be like drumming is not where it's at, go listen to some tabla. Get back to me. Oh yeah. And Roberto made it. What up, Roberto? Roberto, were you Miss Freya? I'm very curious. Were you Miss Freya? That's the question everyone's asking. Is Roberto Miss Freya? Alright guys, we're going to transition to the next portion of today's entertainment. Yeah dude, it just takes very, very long to fully master tabla, like 20 to 30 years. The title, Ustad, which is the biggest level for tabla player. That's awesome, man. And that's why for me, this is why a big portion of my life has always been kind of the yin-yang that I live is music and martial arts. And I've recently expanded that into the, like the triple yin-yang, which is the, I'm blanking on it, but there's a Japanese symbol. But, it's basically like music, martial art, and writing, or art and creativity, the void of creativity. So they all fit into each other. But yes, music is martial art and martial art is music. But, that's why, again, that thing, it takes so many years to master. That's why people who crap on Aikido, it's like Aikido is it's got a bad rap, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of history there. Steven Seagal doing his thing. But it's just one of those arts where it's like you got to be doing it like 30 years to even scratch the surface to understand what it's all about. And that's the same thing with martial arts in general, is that people think black belt means mastery. No, black belt's the beginning. Black belt is just a very dirty white belt. So it just means that you're now have the techniques to then learn the art properly. But yeah, guys, I'm going to transition over here to the next portion of our streaming, which is the Brawlhalla Homie Hangout. Alright guys, so if you're still hanging out here, Roberto, I'm talking to you, Moltres, Psycat, I'm guessing Lilith and Haya went off to go do their thing. But I love all you guys, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to turn this stream off, and then I'm going to fire up the Brawlhalla Homie Hangout. So I'm going to still be there, I'm going to be in the chat. I'm just going to turn this off so I can move away from my kitchen and go do some other stuff. But, my dude, it was great chatting with you. If you have any questions about guitar, please let me know, and we'll get you started on the guitar. And I'd love to hear where your progress takes you. So, yeah, that's what's up. So go to my channel, and the next stream is going to be the Brawlhalla Homie Hangout. So I'm going to turn this off, fire that bad boy up. See you guys soon. I'm talking to you, Roberto. Appreciate you guys. So again, go to my channel. It's going to be the Brawlhalla Homie Hangout. I'm going to turn this off, and then we're going to go live right there. Okay? See you guys there. Peace.